Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up. I made this gorgeous card with products from Stampin' Up. I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and you'll also find links for the products I used if you would like to order any of the products from me. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up. You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. And I want to show you the directions. Of course, you can pause this video, or you can just go to my website and print this out for yourself. For this card in the background, I used the Masterfully made designer series paper. I used this one, but this has some very gorgeous paper in here. This almost looks 3D. You almost want to touch it and see if it's real. This looks like it's got the designer series paper layered on top and then just taken a photograph of it, I think. My card base is fresh freesia, and this is for the inside, and this is that paper that's similar to here. And I'm going to start by just tearing, and I want to tear up so that it shows this white layer, and I don't really want it to be super straight. I want it to be a little curvy. And I'm going to do that to both sides. You could do it just to one side if you want. There are some faint stamping of words, so take a look to see which side is up also when you're cutting it. And I'm just going to glue this to the bottom. Just a little bit of glue. And we'll put that on the bottom. And again, if you just wanted to tear one side of that paper, you could put it flat on here in the bottom. And we can put this on the inside of the card. And we'll put the designer series paper on the front. And I love the cards that let designer series paper do the work for you. This month, designer series paper is on sale, and by the time I actually post this video, you just have a day or two to cash in on that. So you might want to make that happen soon. I have already used the Wanted to Say dies. So this has happy birthday, celebrate, you're too kind, feel better soon. And then it also has some stars and hearts and flowers and a bow, stem. And so I've used this one to cut out the fresh freesia. And then this has the words on it with happy birthday. I have a piece of Azure Afternoon cardstock, and I'm going to put some of our foam sheets that are cut just a little bit smaller. And I'm using scraps. I do want this a little bit narrower than the cardstock, because if you have it hanging out, you have sticky that gets in the way. I don't think I'm going to cover this up because I think my die is small enough, especially if I put this section here. Bringing in my little boho blue Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You're supposed to use the white platform, the number 1 platform for die cutting. I prefer the number 3. And then the number 2 cutting plates, I need 2 of them. Putting the cardstock with the foam adhesive sheet on it and rolling that through. And when I first used this foam, I thought you needed to make sure to cut all the way through. And you really don't. It's actually going to be easier if you leave it attached. I do think it's going to be easiest if you use your take your pick tool to dig out some of these pieces. I've heard this called weeding. So you're removing the parts that you don't want. This comes out as 2 separate words. And so if you kind of pull it up, the backing stays connected. And then we can put our happy on here and repeat with birthday. As you pull it out, I don't know if you can see that I'm actually, with the cursive words, they're stretching out a little bit. Trying to avoid that, but it's easy to do. And so then when you put it on your base, you kind of have to start at one side and then kind of squeeze it back together a little bit. There. So now all I have to do is glue this on the front of my card. And I can put this wherever I want it. Maybe I'll put it a little lower this time. Then I'm going to do just a tiny bit of stamping. I'm using Berry Burst ink. And I'm going to stamp with the open flowers. And I do want to stamp with that little flower at the top. And punch. And then there is a leaf. And I am using Lost Lagoon ink, and I'm using my bigger Lost Lagoon is tucked away for a different project. So I've got a Stampin' Spot here. And the leaf has the pointed tip of the leaf coming down and to the right. So I'm going to stamp with this leaf down and to the right. And I find a strip of cardstock really nice because you're not having to punch out all of this from your paper. And I'll put dimensionals on the back of each of these. You could have some of them flat if you want, and you might find the little mini dimensionals are better for some of these things. In fact, maybe I'll switch out for the mini on the leaf and this little flower. The regular does work for the flower, but it's easier with the little ones. And then I have to decide where I'm going to put my flowers. I think I'm going to put them way up here. And I think I'm going to use some of these fresh freesia gems here. And you could put them scattered around, but I'm going to use them as flower centers. And there it is. I love those tinsel gems. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Home near the top of my page and you'll find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient. How to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, or color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find lots of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. More organization means more time for stamping. You can learn about my Evernote notebook. I have a note for every current product that Stampin' Up! Has for sale right now. It really makes finding just exactly what you want very easy. And you can create your own notebook and search through all of the things that you own to find just what you need. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.